Well, here's what we got done this week, or last week I guess it'll be now. Overview of the old Chrysler. She is running. I'll let her run. You can't hardly hear those cars, real quiet. Front end turned out great, I thought. For $25 and a maximum of 2 hours. And again, like I said, I know it won't hold up to harsh driving in rainstorms and stuff, or I don't know, it might. That Rust-Oleum paint's pretty tough. They put it on machinery and stuff. You can see all the lights work on her. But this, I was hoping this would turn out a little better cosmetically, but I'm not at all displeased. Could have been looked a little better. The clips that I found, they actually did fit in the holes, but I don't know if it's where the car used to have a vinyl top or what. I don't know if you can see that or not. This trim right here, it sets up just a little bit, and I don't know if that'll hurt anything or not. If it does, it won't matter, because when I'm not driving this car, it'll be in the garage anyway. And I still, just to prove I never did do nothing with that. I forgot all about it. Got doing everything else. But there she is with the Rhino bed liner. Got all the trim back around the windshield, back windshield. Trim what used to be vinyl top and now is Rhino bed liner trim. I think overall she turned out pretty good. You can hear the old car running. Considering what it was, and I'm quite sure some's noticed this. Well, that's my professional body work. Before I put this Rhino liner on here last summer, I guess, this is where the lead seam would be for the skin to the top. All of that was gone, and that's my professional Bondo, and apparently I mixed it wrong and it fell out, and here it's cracked. But you know what you do? You just scrape it out and try it again. Makes it different. There's a couple more things I want to do to this old car. Here, that's just a big hole, but it's good enough. For the grocery stores we shop at, a couple of more cosmetic things I want to do. Here, this should be black inside here. Let me hold this down here, see if y'all can hear. I don't know if that's just a big noise or what, but that in the center of the bumper should be black. And again, we're going to do our no, I may be wrong. I'm gonna have to look that up. This outer part right here might need to be black. I'm not sure. I'm sure these pictures. This car, I do have the original owner's manual with it. I have the original keys. But the next thing I think I'm gonna try to address, for some reason, these windows, I don't know if they come out of track or just broke, but they're barely sitting in there, and I can literally grab this one, just pull it plumb out, and the front one as well. They've already got chipped at the top. then I need to find these fillers here. This is what was called a 4-door hardtop. When you roll all them windows down, that's just wide open. That was a 4-door's idea of a convertible, I reckon. But overall, so far, I think she's turning out pretty good. Very pleased with it. You can see all the lights work. And I don't know if any modern cars has them nowadays or not, but something that always fascinated me when I was a kid. Right up here on top of the fender, that's a blinker indicator. That lets you know if your blinker is working or not. Buick and Cadillac, Chrysler, the big three as they used to call them back then. A lot of their models, they would have that. I think Cadillac Eldorado had it. But here you can see. That's your indicator to let you know if that's not flashing, one of your blinker bulbs is out. And the interior, it's not much I can do, clean it up. I do have a heavy duty sewing machine, and I may, when I get feeling like I want to be risky and live dangerously, carefully take this original whole cover off. It's just held on with what's called hog ring clips, and see if I can't cut this gusset out and just maybe re-sew another gusset in there. And I have done upholstery before, actually. Some used to own an antique shop, and just trial and error, like with this old car, we get pretty nice chairs and things that needed upholstering, but the rest of them was good. We just kind of figured out how to do it ourselves. And if I continue this channel, anybody interested in this sort of thing, it's not going to be just cars. I do all kind of, I call myself a repairer more than a restorer. A restorer is a whole different ball game than fixing things up and making them usable for a little while longer. But I do anything from old vintage record players to, I actually have a, you might have seen it, very large collection of old metal toys. I restore them in the wintertime. I do have a shop, a very, very small one. I can actually do stuff like that in. I might do some little short videos on some of the old toys. I still do repair the old record players. Sometimes not as much as I used to. They're, some of them things is so big and heavy, I just couldn't handle them by myself. Old plows. I actually have 2 miniature tractors. Y'all probably seen them when on the first video. This is not a John Deere. Somebody wanted a John Deere apparently and painted it John Deere colors. This is a Case 150. I believe it's a 1967. It has hydraulic pump. It's surprisingly the badge is still on the front. It does turn over real good, and as always with stuff like this, I was told it ran when parked, and I don't doubt that. Most folks, it tries to be honest. But at some point I'm gonna get this little fella running. I don't believe it's far from cranking. My biggest thing on this stuff is time. I might get to work on them an hour or two at a time, a couple hours at most. The Chrysler, I put 2 full days in that trying to get that stuff done. But I will be getting this running, and this will be restored. I believe this is supposed to be color wise like a off-white and orange, I believe. And I've got this thing, I don't even know what it is. It's got an international emblem on it, but I don't believe it's international. The actual original color of it was metallic green. This thing is heavy. It's got the old Tecumseh engine. Both of these do, I think. Let me back up on that a minute. I'm not sure. But this old blue Ford Explorer, it don't have a tailgate or bumper. I did finally get a tailgate and a bumper. Not in the best of shape, but it's a tailgate. I've been working off and on this old truck for 2 or 3 years. It actually runs and drives great. You can get in this truck and drive it anywhere you want to. It was parked in 2003. Sorry about getting my finger in the way. And the elderly gentleman I got it from, it belonged to his wife, and she passed in 2003. And he told me he couldn't bear to drive it or sell it or nothing. He just parked it. Now when I got it, the engine was locked up on it. Not bad. I didn't have to beat on it for a month or nothing. I think the first day I actually got around to fooling with it, I actually got it. I think it was the same day unstuck. It wasn't bad stuck, but this truck has actually been gone completely through gas tank, brakes, brake lines, fuel lines, everything on the engine that could be replaced and redone. I did, or had mechanics to do. Stuff that I'm not sure of, I don't try it myself. I have a whole new interior for this truck, but I'll let that speak for itself. That's in the worst possible place it could be. I've recovered the seat in it. The seat's new. I have new carpet, sound deadening, headliner. I'm gonna get a new or reproduction dash, whichever's cheapest. I had to put floor pans in this, and again, whenever we get to this old truck, if folks seems interested in this channel, and I do continue to do this, I'll show you my homegrown backyard solution for the blowed out panels. This old truck probably should have been parted out, but you know how us tinkerers are. You get the, man, I bet I can get that running. And then see there, 1977 Ford Explorer. But anyway, I didn't realize how long this thing's already getting. I just wanted to give an overview of the old Chrysler, what we got done this week on it. Probably all total, what I've spent this week on the Chrysler, $35 or $40. The back, that turned out pretty good, honestly. I mean, you can tell it's a backyard fix, but I'm thankful for it the way it turned out. I still haven't tested it to see if it leaks or not yet. I hadn't got that far with it. But that's an overview of the old Chrysler, and she's been running, sitting here this whole time. When you're in, you can't even hardly hear the car run. It runs so good. But anyway, there she is. And y'all have a blessed and wonderful day.